Oh, hey, what makes a friend? So, as we get older, it seems that it's harder to make friends. Now, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that it's harder to make friends as we get older. When we're a kid, right? What's our job? Our job is to make friends, right? That's what we do. We're in class with people, we're in the same sports programs, the same clubs, the same houses of worship, etc., etc. We're out playing. And as we get older, we start to become more focused on our own personal lives. You're off to college. Even in college, though, you still, you got friends, you're hanging out, you're in a similar experience together, maybe military. But then once we get past the age of, well, we graduate college or trade school, whatever, we start to get lonely because or we lose a lot of friends and we start to just focus on our wife and kids or husband and kids, and that's fine, but there's a big problem. So what makes a friend? A friend, you have to have, a lot of psychologists would say this, you have to have three things. Number one, you have to have similar interests. Okay, that's number one. Number two, look at my hand disappearing, my hand is disappearing. So you have to have one, similar interests. Two, you have to have similar proximity. So I can't be in New Jersey and you're in, Mongolia. It's not going to work out. I understand, somebody that they live in, whatever, Timbuktu, and you're in New York City, but let's be honest. So you have to have similar interests. You have to be relatively near each other. You don't have to be 1 inch away from each other, but you got to be within striking distance where it's conceivable to hop a plane or a train, not even a plane maybe, but like, within a couple hours of each other, I would say, right? So you have to have similar interests, have a general proximity to each other. And I would say you have to be in a similar stage of life. You know what I mean? So if I'm just starting college, I'm probably not going to be friends with someone that's just about to retire. Could happen, but birds of a feather flock together. So those are the three things. As we get older, we start to pair off or dissipate, and things change, right? We change our whatever, our views and things, or we change locations, we change interests. We are no longer in high school together anymore. We're no longer in college together anymore. And especially if you find, your boo, right? You find your guy or girl, forget it, right? Most people just drop all their friends for the most part, or you're transitioning to your friends with people who have other couples, and naturally so. So my point is, nothing is going to last forever. All friendships, or 99% of friendships, come and go, and that's okay. We're in, even family, right? There are family that, all of us, right? Oh yeah, I used to be close to that sister or that brother or that cousin or that uncle or that aunt, and then what happens? Just life happens. And it's not even about arguing. It's not. For me, like anybody else, I think, if you think about it. I've had so many friends and family come and go. I'm not even talking about death. 1985, I had certain friends and family. 2025, I have certain friends and family that are different than the 1985 set. And that's just, people move away. People change opinions about things. Life, people go through different stages of life. If I have a cousin or a friend that is 51 like me and single, and they live within 50 miles of me, and they like sports and nutrition and health, we're probably going to be close, whether it's a family member, a cousin, or whether it's just a friend. You know what I mean? But if I have a cousin or a friend that, is not 51 and single and has whatever, two kids that are under the age of, 7, and they live in Alaska, I'm in New Jersey, they don't like sports, they don't like health, they don't like nutrition, we're not going to be close. We're just not. So we all have that, and that's okay, because we were close in 1985. My point is, enjoy what you have, because it's supposed to dissipate. It's supposed to go away. You can't be best friends with everybody forever. That's not how it works. Because if that's how it worked, then everything would be cheap. But because we only have a few relative moments with somebody, a year, 2 years, 10 years, whatever. And again, not about arguing. It's not about death. It's just, things just fade away and people change. People change, again, their structure in life. Are they married? Are they single? Are they divorced? Are they, like, I'm going to hang around people who at 51, I'm single. Like I said, I'm going to hang around people that are similar to me, that are into nutrition and sports, that are into social issues. I'm going to hang around people who are geographically, obviously, relatively close to me, within 25 miles, 50 miles. And I'm going to hang around people that are, in a stage of life that I am in, whether they have children, but the children are out of the house. So they're essentially kind of single esque, and their scheduling is opened up. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just, it's okay. It's normal. And I would say, you know, when to maybe just bow out. And again, it doesn't have to be an argument, but if you're putting in, if you're always the one calling the person, and you're always the one texting the person, and you text or call 99 times, and then they only ever check in on you once, hey, if that's what you like, that's fine. But I would say that's when you know, like, it's time to just move on from that relationship. It's over. Like, you never know. Maybe it'll be rekindled again. But in this season, it's, you just, there's nothing to say, right? There's no argument. It's just, okay, well, I'll just stop calling that person, or I won't call as much or whatever, because it's, relationships, doesn't matter. Family, friends, whatever. It's reciprocity. It's reciprocal. It's give and take. It's, if you're putting in, but you no, they're not reciprocating, it's like, why would you bother with them? Again, friends, colleagues, family, that's just life. So, but those are the three things you need. And the person has got to want to reach out to you too. They have to want that relationship also, and you have to want that too. So I don't know what makes a good friend. Those are the three things. Again, stage in life, number one. Number two, oh, I just get the middle finger. Not really. There it is. Boom. You see my finger just disappeared. So number one, stage in life. Number two, interests. And number three, geographic location. So those are the three things you need, I think, to make a friendship. Yeah. So tell me what you think in the comment sections below. All right. DJ Anthony, I'm over and out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's get out of here. Bye.